good after the Louisville game, and I've said it after the game. We laid a rotten egg. So I can't tell you. We leave the locker room, and I ask the coaches. We're walking out to the court. I'm saying, did you see their demeanor? And we just laugh about it because we don't know if they're being fired up or if I'm getting them fired up or if I'm putting a damper on it, because they just sort of look at me with a blank stare. But I think that youthfulness, we gotta get through that because we got a big time game tomorrow. And we did some good things down there. We made some shots down there. We still turned it over way too much, but we made some shots, 10 threes or something like that, which is one of our best games shooting the ball. But we can't turn it over and give them the easy baskets either.
Brandon Marks.
Hey, Roy. Yeah, I know you guys have already had to do it once before, but trying to defend Scotty Barnes, just the different matchup challenges he presents. What's sort of the strategy there, and how have you seen his game evolve too since the last time y'all played?
Well, he didn't play the last time we played him, and so we haven't defended him. I saw Scotty play several times in high school, but it's an unusual thing. It's a 6'8" guy that brings the ball up the court and goes in and gets follow dunks on the offensive end. So it is unusual, but I've seen him play many, many times with his own high school team. In summer with the summer league things that were going on, I've probably seen Scotty play 20 or 30 games. He's a very gifted young man.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Coach, you've had plenty of teams in the past where you kind of had a pretty good idea going into a game what kind of production you were going to get from certain guys. There was a certain range. But from this team, what is the challenge in kind of not really having any idea who's going to flare up from one night to the next and who's going to have a low production game from one night to the next?
It's a very uncomfortable feeling. That's what it is. And, this is 33 years as a coach, and it's probably surprised me with their makeup, their reactions to my sayings and reactions to the plans, reactions to the toughness. It's been different from any team that I've ever coached. But again, it sounds like an excuse, and that's not what I'm intending it to be. I'm just trying to find a reason. But the youthfulness of this club is just something that is really, really unusual. I mean, somebody said that our team was in age where there were only like 25 teams in the country younger than we are. My gosh, I'd hate to see how they react in certain situations if there's somebody younger than we are.
Greg Barnes.
Hey, Roy, what is the primary challenge for this team in defending the three-point shot?
Greg, I didn't hear the first part. I heard challenge was the first word I heard.
Yeah, just what is the primary challenge for this team in defending the three?
Just so many guys on their team that can shoot it. I mean, a lot of teams will have a big guy that you don't have to worry, or they'll have one guy on the perimeter that's a driver. All their guys shoot the ball. I mean, from three-point line, they're shooting 39% for the year from three-point line, and they got a guy shooting 46. Raquan Gray shooting 26. I think he's one of the best shooters they have. Look down here, Anthony Polite shooting 47. Raquan Evans 40. Calhoun off the bench 46. Wyatt Wilkes, his grandfather was a great college coach, one of their best shooters. He's at 36. I mean, to me, Armando's going to have to get out to the three-point line and defend somebody. Dayron's going to have to get out there. You go down the line, every pass. I'm just looking. Koprivica is 1 for 1, so I'd take that with anybody too. So I think it's just that everybody can shoot them. Everybody can put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket. So they don't have somebody that you can say, he's a driver. Okay, give him some space. They don't have somebody else that's just a shooter. Jack and Wilkes probably shoot a higher percentage of threes in their shot attempts, but they can put the ball on the floor as well. So to me, it's just that it's difficult because everybody on the team can shoot a three-point shot, and probably other than the big guy, everybody on their team has had games where they've made multiple threes, and that to me is the most unusual thing.
Adam Smith.
Roy, when you talk about maybe getting that feeling, you personally getting that feeling that, oh no, the focus might not be there tonight, and maybe even when you said having a laugh with some of the coaches on the way out of the door, like what is there a particular tale that you get, like when you see something or feel something with this group? Is there a particular thing that sets your radar off about that type of stuff?
Well, in teams that we've had in the past, over time, I've been able to read their reactions and feelings and, the looks they're giving me in the locker room. But again, it's such a new team. I'm looking and I haven't gotten any clue yet about what they're thinking. And guys, Garrison and Andrew have been here 4 years, but Garrison was one of the main guys last year. Andrew really never has been, except he's gotten a little more time. But the rest of the team, you even add Armando. I won't be able to figure Armando out when he's 90. And so it is a little bit of that. But yes, I've had teams in the past that I'd say, we're going to play great tonight. And I've had teams say, all right, guys, now you give me some concern. And I've had teams that I've walked out to the locker room and I said, I have no idea what their thought process is. But this team this year, it's that third choice almost every single night.
Josh Graham.
Coach, even though it's just for the last 2 home games, how pleased are you there's going to be a little bit more of an atmosphere in the Smith Center?
Well, I really like it for our players. I've been there before when it's 21,750 screaming and going crazy, and it's a phenomenal feeling running out the tunnel. It's not going to be that, but it is going to be a lot better. And I think the kids will enjoy it more. I think that hopefully the crowd will give us a lift. I usually think you get more of a lift on the defensive end of the floor, and we're going to need that against Florida State. They're one of the leading scorers, if not the leading scoring team in the league. They're one of the most efficient teams. Guys, they're shooting, like I said, that's us. I started saying that didn't look that good. 48% from the floor, 39 from 3, 74 from the foul line. So they are an efficient team. So we need to be as good as we can be on the defensive end.
Kip Coons, and then Kip's the last one with his hand raised. So raise your hand again if you want a question with Coach.
Yeah, hi, Roy. The one thing that Leonard has been able to do with Florida State year in, year out is wear teams down with his depth and his size. And yet those are pretty good requisites for you as far as your team. You've got depth, you've got a lot of size. Do you think that is a good matchup for you against them?
Well, it is something that I like to build just like Leonard does. The only difference is that his size is a lot more mature. That's the only difference. They're whatever it means, the second biggest team in the country, and we're still up there pretty good as well. But everybody wants talent, okay, talent. And then you want experienced talent. That's what you really want, because then you've got what you need is you have the experience and you have talent, and that's what everybody is trying to have. Some of the coaches talk about getting old and staying old, and I would love that too if it was experienced. Old and experienced talent, that's the best. But there is a difference. And I think that you go look at their club and guys who have been there. Scotty is a freshman, and I can't remember, but they lost a lot from last year's club, but they played a lot of people. And those same guys are still doing a good job for them this year. But Kip, I've always said that's what I would like to have is at least 8 guys who are really, really good. But if you've got 10, that's even better. But 8 guys that are really, really good, and then some hard workers you can fill in that part. But Leonard is very comfortable playing up to 10 or 11. I assume he is because he keeps doing it up to 10 or 11 guys in the first half all the time.
I got time for 3 more. CL, then Adam, then Brendan. Go ahead, CL.
Roy, you mentioned after that Marquette game about the play you called, and then they went out and did something different. How have you used that as a teaching point in practice? And because that happened, do you feel like they'll be more focused on Saturday?
The only thing I know is I don't believe we'll see that happen again in my lifetime. That's one way to put it. And I believe in total freedom, but don't go out there thinking that you've watched 6 games like Steve Robinson did and think you know what's best to run at that particular time. If we're in freelance, guys get total freedom. That's the reason we call it freelance. They can dribble handoff, they can screen, they can do, freelance is free. But if I call a set play, there's a reason. And so let's just put it that way. I don't think that we'll see that happen anymore.
Adam Smith.
Roy, your next win will be viewed by people as a milestone, whether you view it that way or not. It'll be another big round number. As these things have come during your career, I know you've kind of downplayed them publicly, but was passing Coach Smith, was that the one that set with you the most when you sort of took it all in? What, as these things have piled up, what has registered with you? What have you gone back and cherished?
Well, you know, the number one thing is I don't just play it down in public. I play it down myself. The one that was most meaningful to me, and it was a little emotional, was tying Coach Smith. That was meaningful to me. I could have walked off the court that night, never coached another game, and I wouldn't have worried about having one more than Coach Smith. That would not have. That's just not me. And you know, I'm in the moment. You know, maybe, but I'm going to say it's a big maybe down the road. Will I look at some number and say, yeah, that was pretty cool. And the reason just thinking about when you say in a round number, the best round of golf I've ever played in my life, I shot 70. And that was at Pine Valley. But I shot 69 5 times, and 69 is not a round number. I like that number better than 70. You know, so 899 and 900, you know, one's round, one's not. You know, it's I am totally not 90%, not 95%. I'm 99.99999 focused on trying to get 15. The only thing, and the reason I left out that 1,000th percentage point, I guess, is because you daggum guys keep asking me about it.
And I keep writing about it. Brendan.
Remember, 69 is a better number than 70, boys. It ain't round, but it's a better number.
Brendan Marks.
Hey, Coach, I'd be lucky to ever shoot 69 or 70. But I wanted to ask you about Caleb. He had, you know, that great game against Duke a couple of weeks back. It seemed like he was sort of turning a corner, but he scored only 20 points since then. The efficiency hasn't been quite what it was up to then, too. Do you get a sense that he's still just figuring things out? Or, you know, what are sort of the next steps you would like to see from him in his progression?
Every day trying to get better, every day trying to listen to what we're saying and getting better. And again, it's I feel like I'm a stuck record over here. He's a freshman. I have no idea. I mean, it's a new world. That's all I can tell you. I mean, Marcus Page came in here, and some of you guys didn't think he was going to be very good. And you can deny it or not, but if we had the transcripts, we'd go back in the press conference. I was asked so many, you sure you think he's going to be that good? But his freshman year, he was pretty doggone good. Caleb at Duke was fantastic. And in fact, at Florida State, RJ was really, really good. But guys, I don't know. I mean, you know, maybe if you've seen a guy who's been married 5 times, ask him if you know what makes his 5th wife tick. I'm in the same spot because I don't know what these guys are. Wicked Wanda knows me and I know her, but 5th wife, I wouldn't know. And 7 freshmen, I still don't know. They'll be surprised at that analogy. My God.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.